and then possibly eat it.
No.
Hello and welcome. I am the last hit point hero, and you have found your way to Neon Lights Roleplay. We are so very glad you're here and hope you enjoy your stay. Tonight, we continue our playthrough of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure module, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Now, you are mine. First and foremost, no attempts to make this story child appropriate have occurred. This is a tale of cold isolation, alien incursion, and self-centered divinities. This actual play stream contains adult language, descriptions of violence and light gore, scary images, and generally speaking, a great deal of cold. Our players are here to warm the night. Safety tools are in place for the players, but you, as a viewer, do not have such a luxury, so if anything puts you off, makes you uncomfortable, or is in any way unpleasant, feel free to step away. In return, we will be here for the next couple of hours and want to make sure that everyone is having a good time, but barring that readied action, kick back, relax, keep all heads, hands, paws, and claws inside the stream at all times. Slap that follow button to join the wonderful world of Neon Lights Roleplay. I think there's a Discord link. And, above all else, be good. That's the rule. Be good. As for our players, they will take just a few moments to say hello, introduce themselves, and answer an in-character question, including our guest for this evening, who we will introduce last in the overlay order. But the question is, as we have a at least possible confrontation with a selfish deity on her floating island in the middle of her eternally darkened land that she has claimed. The question I have is, how do you think your character would respond if you lost the next character in the overlay in combat?
Oh.
So that's going to be the question. So, Sir Heck, you will have to say how you would respond if Mirth goes down. Mirth, what would you do if Brahm goes down? Brahm, what are your thoughts if May goes down? And May, how would you feel about a stranger biting the dust? And stranger, how would you feel if Astoria bites the dust? A stranger for you. So that is the in-character question for tonight. As for our introductions, we begin in the bottom left with Heck, Weck, Bobek, Banana, Fana, Fofek, Me, My, Momek. It's Heck.
Everybody, you can't see Foxy right now, but he had to take off his headphones. It ruins me, Sir Hecklet. As per usual, tonight I am playing Astoria, the ASMR lore bard. And if we had lost Mirth in this combat, I seriously think both Heck the player and Astoria the character would just blue screen. Straight up. I don't even think either of us would really know how to react, at least in the moment, before having to either get everybody out of there or what. But yeah, it would start with a blue screen probably.
Oh.
Yeah, understandable. Completely just tuning out when bad things happen. Definitely. Next in the overlay order, Al, Wow, Bo, Bow, Banana, Fana, Fo, Foul, Me, Ma, Mo, Mau. It's Al.
Hey, my name is Al Lucard. I'm a sci-fi fantasy artist, and stick around to the end for my socials. I play Mirth, our dragonborn bard, whose personality is largely inspired by Miguel from The Road to El Dorado. And if Mirth lost Brahm, he would be devastated, because they've gone through a lot together, capital A, capital L, a lot of shit together through all the changes, both narratively, from a narrative level, all of the people that have come and gone. Brahm has been a constant for Mirth, and I think if Brahm died, he would be devastated. But because he's resourceful, I don't know, he would try vengeance if possible, but unlike some other characters who have more physical strength and honestly grit in that area, I think that if it wasn't possible, he would instead try and get Brahm's helm, and then he would probably go back to Brahm's family. and give him a tongue lashing. Like, who knows? We're not sure. He would go and basically be like, so your son died, no doubt doing something stupidly courageous, actually. And then I think he would just make his emotions everybody's problem with Brahm's family. Oh God, he totally would. That's what would happen.
We have the bad ending epilogue locked and loaded. All right, got it. Perfect.
And he never wanted to marry her. You don't understand. Crying, holding the helm.
Sir Lejart, the orphan, crying in the background. Continuing.
I like this.
Continuing around the screen. Tea-wee, bo-bee, banana, fana, fo-fee, me, my, mo, me. It's tea. Perfect timing. So everyone, I'll go ahead and fill this. T is currently finishing up a day at work. But as you do, sometimes you just need to pause work, take a break, and stream some Dungeons and Dragons with your friends. And so T is engaging in that beloved Dungeons and Dragons work break.
Exactly. Well, technically it's the end of my work day, but we're still discharging patients so people can come in and ask me things. But yes, so that's me. I'm T. My pronouns are he, they, and someone else is trying to ask me a question. I play Brahm. He's a human paladin. His pronouns are he, him. And I think if May died, like, Brahm hasn't known May for very long, but I think he was, like, really, really upset because, May has, like, 20 children. And, like, 10 wives each, and that's, like, it's horrible for all of them, like, losing their spouse, like, losing their mothers and fathers, like, horrible. Like, he would just feel, like, awful, honestly. Like, that would, like, crush him. Like, if it's bad enough if you, like, have a parent die, but if it's, like, a parent of, like, 20 children, then that's even worse.
Plus, who would run the country that's been overthrown?
Exactly. Look, and then he would have accidentally, like, dethroned, like, a good queen. Like, man, that's, like, the worst, man.
Perfect. Go do work things. Continuing around our circle. Janie, Waney, Bobaney, Banana, Fana, Fofani, me, my, Momani. It's Janie.
And Janie Pot 7575. She, they pronouns were me, she, her for May. And yeah, May does have I want to say it's a love tesseract back home.
Yeah.
I love fractal.
So yeah, lots of husbands, wives, kids, stepkids, people that aren't her kids but are her kids. And it's a big mess. You don't want to know about it. So she's just going to tell you a little bit and move on. And she would be sad to see a stranger die because it's no fun to watch anybody die. Like, she was pretty upset the last time. So if it happened again, kind of like is it a curse that she accidentally overthrow another kingdom? And she's not a queen, by the way. She's a overthrower.
The usurper.
Damn.
Perfect. It always hurts when you lose a stranger, but it's not something we haven't done before, I guess, at this point. And last on our list, our guest for this evening, we like to bring in guests here to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. For this session and the next session 2 weeks from now, we will have joining us Turk, Work, Boberk, Banana, Fana, Foferk, me, Mom, Momerk. It's Turk.
Yes, oh my goodness. I got a little worried I was going to be too close to Chuck there with some of the words.
I did sing all of these in my head prior to committing to the bit. So we're in the clear.
That's the kind of safety we appreciate at tables. Anyway, hey everybody, I am Turk, or Turk Accented on Twitch and Twitter. I use he, him pronouns. I'll of course be playing a guest character that I can introduce later for more effect.
Sure.
But I promised to bring a tank. So I have brought a tank, and kind of like So if nothing else, I will hopefully be keeping people alive. If a stranger died under my character's watch, he would be personally affronted, like a mark against his honor, and it's kind of a large part of why he is doing what he is doing now. Is this feeling of guilt that he gets from failing to protect those who are in his charge.
It'd be awful if that would have happened, huh?
Yeah,
my gosh, could
really
you imagine?
awful.
Yeah,
I
just
thought-
imagine.
I thought you were gonna say like affronted, like he was insulted that they died. That was just like imagining it being like,
You die on my watch.
die. They didn't even hit you that hard. How could you be dead? Like, what is even going on here?
Yeah,
Can
man,
you
a
imagine the nerve?
little column A, little column B, but yeah.
You know, it's an inconvenience they just shouldn't visit upon us. You know, that's what it really comes down to.
You know how bad dead bodies smell? No, he would be very sad, and take it very personally.
Mm-hmm. It's true. So we did have a very interesting session last time around, and we do have a little bit of a summary of that from Old Bitey that we will get to shortly. But before we get to, we'll do Old Bitey's summary now. Old Bitey's fantastic. This magical fish does amazing things, and has picked up on and followed what the party has been up to. I'd like to think that these songs, as Old Bitey plays, these are what are playing at the Northlook Inn in Bremen. So periodically, instead of the same song over and over, we do get, this is what a little taste of a tavern in Icewind Dale's experiencing. So, boss man, you got Old Bitey ready to fire? All right, well, Old Bitey, take it away.
Oh, word of marriage sealed, a future's been revealed. Will Brom accept patron's preceptor creed while he's afield? Oh, on the maiden's ice were many baleful sights. Familiar found, a ghost is bound, and the magical device. Oh!
Thank you, Old Bitey. That is always appreciated. Old Bitey is for those that don't know, Woosian. Old Bitey is a Foxy died. Is a magical stuffed fish that hangs on the wall at the Northlook Inn. A beloved, magically induced singing fish. That tells the tale of our adventurers, because after all, someone needs to know that this great thing is happening, and Old Bitey keeps everyone well informed. So that is Old Bitey. That is the summary there. I hope Foxy recovers. They still haven't made it back to their chair, but that's all right. So that is there is a compilation. You can find the individual ones on my YouTube channel if you look up Last Hit Point Hero, or there's I don't know how to recommend the playlist. There is a playlist, but we're at episode 31 at this point, so we got a lot of episodes sitting somewhere. Before we get into the game itself, I always have a little bit of a segue, a breakaway of sorts. And today, the camera finds itself on a ship rocking in the waters of the Sea of Moving Ice. Zooms in to a book sitting in an empty cabin, the captain's cabin. The page is open, and as the camera looks down on this page, you can see what's been written on it. Captain's log, 14 Nightall, 1491. Weather: blizzard began at noon, lasting 7 hours. Seas: rough, as always. Crew: fair. Entry: Torm has blessed me with one of his faithful knights. Setting forth from Revel's End, we took on an armored knight seeking a ship and crew willing to brave the Sea of Moving Ice in search of a place spoken of by northern captains in hushed tones. He said it was of utmost importance that he find this island, one that's avoided by so many level-headed sailors. To the chagrin of my crew, I accepted. Captain's log, 15 Nightall, 1491. Weather? Blizzard. Began at 10 a.m., lasting 4 hours. Seas? Rough, as always. Crew? Increasingly disgruntled. One day into our search, and the crew is already dissatisfied. I asked the fair knight to share the vision granted him by Torm, to lift their spirits and reassure them of the sacred nature of our quest. He stood at the helm and told us all this.
It was a snowflake unlike anything you had seen, spiraling out, with ships locked in its clutches, all kinds. The center was a skull. A few days in the place, Torm would be satisfied, and I would prove myself. Before I could know it further, it burst into a million shards.
The word must have been from Torm, for no more than an hour after he shared the vision, we spotted what must be what he sought. Captain's log, 16 Nightall, 1491. Weather? Blizzard began at 5 p.m., lasting 3 hours. Seas? Rough, as always. Crew? Near mutinous. We dropped off our charge at massive docks built for giants. I pray Torm will give me strength to keep these sailors content, that we might be there to meet him on the darkest day, when we told him he could find us to get away from this place. On the winter solstice, 4 days hence. Today is the 19th of Nightall. Our party is on the Frostmaiden's island. And they have just stumbled across a frozen body in the snow. A orb in the body's hand, and upon touching it, Brahm became temporarily possessed. After some quick thinking, Mirth knocked the ghost out of Brahm. And you have hovering before you the image of a wizard. One that you had been seeking. The image of Nas Lantmore. The ghost looks at the four of you and goes, or the five of you rather. This did not go as... What is that? There's a beam of sunlight that flickers. It's not as strong as you have recognized. It seems weak, like it's forcing its way through. The light blinks off and on. The grass and the flowers that grow in the circle beneath its light that push through the snow look wilted and sickly. And with an unusual, there stands a familiar figure. Just 18 inches tall. And rather than bedecked as you have previously seen them, they're standing there in what appears to be sackcloth, with a sackcloth hat, and just a limp reed in their hand. Mercutio gestures broadly and then sees the reed whip, and there's this momentary confusion all across their face. This isn't right.
Telling us.
This isn't right at all. And Mercutio kind of pulls their arms in, and they almost look embarrassed. Looks down at the sickly flowers. Oh, this won't do.
We're in the eye of the storm. This is not a good place for creatures like you to be.
I don't think it's hospitable to any other god, Brahm.
I don't like it. Where's the one I dropped off? Who are you? Points to a kobold. Points to Croc, standing nearby. What's that? Is it a snack? Croc starts tiptoeing closer to Mercutio. No, not a snack. No, there was another. That wasn't the one. There was a taller one.
Didn't make it.
Didn't make what?
Life. He died. And all
Already?
we have left is this shapely ankle.
Ew.
Say, you don't think that you could bring him back, do you?
That's why I came here, to bring him back.
No, I mean, like, grow him back from the ankle.
Oh no, we can't grow them back from an ankle.
Alright.
Why would we
Worth
grow them
trying.
back? Well, I mean, we could grow them back. There's just not much point.
Mirth looks woefully at the ankle sticking out of Brom's purse, or wherever the hell you've been storing it.
He wrapped that ankle and like put it in like since you guys I think a couple of rounds ago we ate all of his food for some reason, so he used his empty food bag to put the ankle in.
Just
What?
for a later snack.
No, to keep it protected so it doesn't goo all over his sleeping roll.
You know what? You all do you. That one will work. And Croc looks over their shoulder. What? Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. There is a bright light that returns, flickering, much different than before. And in a few moments, both Mercutio and Croc disappear. When the light fades, rather than the beautiful flowers and grass, there's just dead grass and wilted flowers. And within moments, snow blows over any mark of Mercutio's presence. The ghost
Wait.
looks at all of you. Does that happen often?
Too
More often than you'd expect.
More often than meeting a ghost.
Well,
Do you want to talk about it?
about me?
Yeah.
Well, Nas looks down, passes a hand through their own shoulder. Let's just say the search didn't go as planned.
Was it the weather that got you?
Yes, for the most part. I think there was a troll somewhere, and there were Yeti. And then the imp from before flies over. You didn't make it.
Mirth talks over the end of that remark, and actually, he doesn't talk over it, but DM, can I make a perception check to make sure we don't have a freaking Yeti just, like, giggling in the background?
Absolutely. Perceive away.
Okay, I'm gonna roll on my little... Hold on a second. Dice rolly thingy here. Alright, let's see if we get lucky. I got a 15.
15.
Yeah.
You take a moment, that idea that there might be a Yeti nearby, your eyes scan, you listen close. And not too far away in the darkness, underneath the green aurora, there is a figure. Barely discernible. Maybe 100 feet away.
Is it the body? Or something new?
It's definitely moving and upright.
Mirth reaches out and slaps his hand, like, hard on Brom's chest, like, doing, 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 or whatever, and it's like, shh. He shushes him even though he's the one that just made a gong. Look over there. And I think he's gonna, like, grab Astoria's arm and be like, look, do you see that? There's a thing moving under the carpet of snow.
I'm gonna say 100%. It would make a sound like pots and pans.
Clang-a-ling.
Yeah.
Dude, we certainly know where the troll is. We marked it on the map. Do you think it could be a Yeti?
A baby troll crawling
Sorry, what?
As you discuss it, the figure gets closer and closer. They
Oh,
are
well, he come in.
hunched, partially hunched over. You see perhaps, maybe, fur on a shoulder. But they're definitely head down. The wind blowing hard.
Mirth yells out, "Halt!" into the snow in his most assertive voice, which is actually like kind of like listening to a Broadway like musical performer. Like he's got a really great voice, but it's more like sing-song than not. He's gonna yell out to the figure, "Halt!" but in that kind of paranoid, don't hurt us way. Everything's out here to hurt us.
Artem, as you are trekking through this place to which you've been called, the days of dealing with the wind and snow, of this voice that has been gnawing at the back of your head. Sit down. Rest. Stay. Suddenly, a completely different voice yells out, "Halt."
Halt!
Most certainly will not be doing the stopping. That is exactly what you tried to tell me the last few days.
That wasn't me! Wait, who are
Yes,
you?
it was. Is this who I need to fight, Storm? Is this the plan?
Did you say Torm? Says Brom, like yelling into the storm. He's turned completely around. He can't see, by the way, since he's a human and he's staring into the darkness. So he turns
As
the
always.
wrong way.
As always, the green aurora is basically dim light. You can tell there's a figure that way.
Okay, then he turns the correct way and nails him. He's going to do a thing. Will use a spell on his sword to make it into a shiny sword, so that it's like a torch.
Power of Grayskull.
Yeah, so he's He-Manning it.
Does that make me Man of War? Oh no.
Yes. But who's Skeletor? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Alright.
Elderberries.
Just going to like look at it. You play your mind games as much as you like. I know a true follower of Torn would not be here. Or at least not appear in such... Oh, wait a second. Is that the little Maiden?
I'm Brom. So Brom yelling into the storm. I'm Sir Brom Rowan Layden. Yes, that's me.
You're gonna see like an axe as I imagine I'm continuing to move forward, right? Yeah, like a big honking battle axe is just gonna get like stowed at the side, as the figure.
They sent you out here too.
Yes,
Really?
I was. Yeah, I completed my mission and I'm here. Honestly, this is like the most excited Brom has ever been to see Sir Danlo by far, and certainly the most excited he's been to see any of the NPCs or PCs thus far. He's just like,
don't worry, I'm an
God.
My goodness, Thor, you have a wicked sense of humor. You give me this little runt as a friend.
And he's gonna just move over and just like move for a bear hug up to you.
Brom like happily embraces him. He's never tried to hug him before. Like they've been like friendly acquaintances, but Brom is like so happy this guy's
It's
here.
cold
Like,
to just plate on
God.
plate, big hug. Like two dinnerware trays smashed into each other, I imagine.
Honestly though,
Cringing. So cute. I love that.
Yeah, so Sir Artem Danio is an imposing, like, big chonkin fella. Like, the plate seemed a bit, like, rotund, like his belly. Kind of a power lifter build. He, despite his, like, larger size, still appears quite, like, squat in his overall build. So, you know, maybe he could have been bigger if he just didn't do all those squats. Who knows? Gotta support your back, kids. But yeah, he's also similarly heavily armored with some markings of tier, though he has stuffed a lot of his plate with furs and wears a cloak to ward off the winds. Large battle axe and shield equipped on his side. Oh, pulls out a pipe. So, you were then called here for the crown as well, yes? Are you taking your quest?
Actually, I succeeded in my quest. I just, got caught up in. He gestures towards the Castle Grayskull over there.
That is imposing, yes, but I suspect that is why I was called here.
Mirth, who hasn't had attention paid to him for at least 0.02 seconds, sort of flicks his tail indignantly and shuffles in. He's also a little envious of what looked like an amazing hug that just was exchanged.
Oh, yeah.
And so he sort of prances in and he goes, Brum, who is this?
Oh, it's one of our senior knights, Sir Artem Donleo.
Would I have heard of this person?
Potentially.
Can I run a check for that?
I am fine with you making a check for that.
What would you like me to roll?
see.
What would make sense?
So a lot of times with bards, I assume that charisma is the base of just about everything you do. But because this is more hearing about someone rather than knowing about someone.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and just give me a flat charisma, and we will see.
21.
Yes, you do know.
Do I know a
Sir
song
Arden.
about this person?
You do.
Hell yeah, I do.
And the song is a song of sorrow.
Oh.
It is a song of a knight, bold and brash, of a quest of knights sent to great conquest, given a task that only they could complete, yet only one returns home. You know the tale of Sir Artem and the Lost Company.
Mirth is going to say that. After a minute, he sort of like wrinkles his scaly nose and then his eyes widen. He goes, wait, Sir Artem? Like, the Sir Artem? The Sir Artem of, and he's going to recite the song name, and he's like shuffling for his concertina in the middle of this fucking blizzard.
And he's going to like move to like put a hand on your shoulder.
That is enough, I think. We do not need recitations. I thought you were going to be a combatant. Let us just be acquaintances right now. I do not need a muse.
Mirth is sort of pleased because he always likes meeting an actual figure in a song, especially if one he didn't write. And so he just sort of smiles sunnily, relieved you're not a yeti or a troll or whatever, and relieved that Brom seems to like you. So
Brom has literally never been more relieved, pretty much, except possibly Sir Lizard. So look, this is the happiest he's ever looked. Like he could skip through a field of daisies, seeing another knight from his order here on Skull Island.
How about a field of skulls?
Field of Skulls will do too. Look, he'd skip there too to get another companion. So
It's just great news that I find an ally and others here. I thought I would have to maybe fight and eat you.
Need for that.
we might.
Yes, you'd be your minstrel group here might be a bit too stringy for me. If nothing else, they taste funny.
I hate that I laughed. I think Mirth would have laughed.
Yeah. Anyway, are we storming this castle or not? Oh, monk spirit, are we fighting it?
I want
Undecided.
to. Brom, like, he kind of like looks at it. I don't know if you've seen all of the ice sculptures yet. I didn't recognize anyone from our order yet, but I'm sure I will if I look hard now.
I don't know. My visions here seemed.
I thought I'd be the only one.
Brom has an idea. He takes out that freaking ring. He's just like, we could ask Storm. It's a good idea.
No, I already asked Storm. That's why I'm here. But more questions could never help, I suppose, if you have time and thinking abilities.
Or I suppose we could ask any question. He looks at the others. See if it... Well, if it looks like it'll be ill-fated. He holds the ring out, kind of considering. Anyone have a vote? You can ask Storm if this is a good idea to storm Castle Grayskull?
It seems obvious that the answer is no. So Mirth will sort of respectfully step in and be like, I don't think we should do that yet. We still have information to get. And when we do storm this mysterious castle I haven't heard of in a song yet, I think we should do so at the opportune moment. The intel we got about going when the goddess is out, casting her dark blight upon the world, that's the time we should pull a Home Alone.
I suppose. Who's wrong?
What information do you need? We are here. The castle is there.
Respectfully, Sir Artem, Mirth says, and he's smiling. He's not, despite my tone of voice there, he's not condescending about it. He's kind of smiling, and he's like, respectfully, I'm sure you know this, given verse, and I think he maybe to your chagrin, he sneaks in a line or two of flattering dialogue from that one song. And he's like, according to this part of this song, I know that you, in fact, are capable of strategy when you want to be. And it would make sense, given that we're going up against a goddess. And in case you didn't notice, not all of us are as big as you and Brahm. We have to use every advantage we can get. And part of that is picking the right timing.
Should have eaten your vegetables, but timing. And he starts, fingering into his beard and timing. Fine. I have found a brother in the field. I will support them.
You're looking for... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, as is our code. But we are to find the crown at some point. I would very much.
What crown are you looking for?
Well, I rightly do not fully know, but it's sat on a skull in my vision.
He kind of pulls out their map, because doesn't their map have that on it?
There is a map, yes. We will go to the map.
Yeah,
you
map.
have...
Yeah, because I think the island's her little fortress has a crown on it. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He kind of he takes out the map and points to Grimskull. Grimskull?
Or Grayskull, yeah.
Grayskull. Yes. Castle Grayskull.
Elderberries.
And he's like, point. You mean this?
Well, that looks exactly like I did in my visions. Torn be praised. So it's just a really big crown then.
Yes. Then I think you were meant to help us.
Well, it'll be a bit hard to drag home, but it'd make a fine addition to our fortress.
Yeah, he says to Nos. He seems to be in a much better mood than he was about 5 minutes ago, at least. Brom kind of turns towards their little ice elemental devil not friend. We should
You look over to the ice imp, who's just at the moment is jabbing at the hand of Nas that is sticking up out, that formerly had the orb in it that Brahm now has, but may not know that Brahm has exactly.
Nope.
And the ice method just starts gnawing on a thumb.
Oh.
You look at it and it looks back your way. I don't have to eat it, I just want to.
Yeah, not right now. Can we?
Can we?
Can we? Here, how?
Oh, you snaps off the thumb and hands it to you.
Oh. I think Mirth makes a horrible little gurgling noise in the back of his throat, with which and I think he mutters disappointed but not surprised. No, thank you. Maybe we shouldn't. Well, devil's gonna do.
Yeah, more about the decorum, but I guess that ship has sailed.
Long sailed, and it got stuck, and then we had to use a whale.
You got here by whale?
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Ha! Now that will be a story I would love to hear. In warmer places.
Well, we have a long journey ahead of us if we're going to head back towards Grimscale.
Also, what is the DM? What's the weather conditions currently, and our best estimated time of day, given everything's dark?
So, your best estimate, having spent about a day inside of a whale to get here. I have pulled up somewhere, and if I riff enough, then I'll be able to find it in a reasonable amount of time. Unless, of course, no, I closed it.
No, I'm sorry. I
Okay.
didn't mean to stress you out.
No, it's perfectly fine. I think it's early in the morning.
Okay.
If I remember right, it's sometime around 1 or 2 a.m.
Okay. Okay.
But the other thing is time doesn't have much meaning, especially on the Frostmaiden's island.
Yeah.
So it's it's a bit hard to pin down exactly, but there's the aurora are still in the sky, which means it's night. Night on top of the night. It's green night instead of not green night. And that's probably about your best estimate.
And we should head back because I think we only have a few hours before she goes to climb up there to cast the magic again.
The spirit of Nass kind of observing all of this and nonplussed by the ice mephit's desecration, but really mostly quiet about it, oddly. Says, so, what are we going to do about me?
That's a good question.
Yeah, therein is the question. And then Mirth's eyes slide slightly guiltily over to our ASMR friend, Astoria. Just on reason being is Astoria, as the closest thing that mortals have to angels, Mirth is remembering yet more stories of like guardian angel types, and he's like, yeah, logically sure makes sense that poor Astoria, who's a freaking bard, would somehow know anything about religious separation whatsoever. We have a paladin here, but he's too busy snuggling on his father figure.
Oh my god.
Father figure.
Oh,
Maybe.
sorry.
Oh my.
Daddy figure?
Yeah, don't make this inappropriate.
Oh, it made it worse.
No,
I will match your energy.
you're making it weird.
I just wanted to point out Mirth's ridiculous, like, comic panel look over at Astoria, indicating a depth of himbo that does in fact exist inside of him.
Amazing.
Well, the spirit kind of looks at you again. I guess the better question is, I assume one of the others sent you.
Two of them, actually.
I mean, I really don't know what kind of an idiot would make their way to this place on their own.
We were headed here anyways. We looked over, like, yes.
Smiling very proudly at that.
So what is, just out of curiosity, what are Astoria and May, how are they looking right now? Like, as we're standing in the storm, are they like, we need to go get somewhere in shelter, or are they just taking it all in?
Could be a lot worse. Not horrible right now, but I do have one level of exhaustion.
Yeah, that's right.
May is wondering why we're not going. Like, you can see her just taking some steps towards the direction we're supposed to go in and just looking back at everyone standing around.
Okay, so like our next place, this is sort of gently meta here. Are we, now that we've found the body, we need to figure out what to do with this poor ghost, because that's probably beyond our pay grades, but also we're here and we're trying to be good citizens, maybe, ish.
You have a
Mirth,
thumb, right?
a thumb?
Didn't you get into the thumb?
If it's narratively interesting for him to be holding the thumb, then yes, I do have a thumb.
Can the ghost stay where she is, or can she move? Like, can she leave her body area?
Can I leave?
Yes.
Unless, well, on my own as is. It seems I can only go about 200 feet. And at the end of that, I circle around and find myself going toward myself from 200 feet away.
What if we carried your body?
Or just can you fit in a thumb drive?
I can try. The white weasel that more or less led you this direction looks up at all of you. Sorry. And Nass, the spirit of Nass, starts going toward the thumb. She puts her thumb against it at first and kind of pushes, and her thumb passes through. It seems my time in that vessel is no more.
So you can only go in one of us.
Mm-hmm. Or some other vessel if we could find one.
What check would you have us make to know anything about
probably.
this?
I'd take religion or arcana. Religion will be easier than arcana, but probably not enough different if you're trained in one and not
It racked my brain.
All right, I'm gonna try religion. Brom's gonna try and help. Oh no! Why does he not have religion as a skill? What kind of? Why?
I got an 11.
So bad.
Oh,
10,
y'all.
a 9, a 10, 11.
We all
May,
can.
everybody is doing. Yeah, go ahead and make a check, either arcana
There
or
are
religion,
them.
your choice.
You gotta roll. You gotta save us.
Artem got a 9.
No.
Oh, we're still not smart.
No.
I'm 18.
At 19,
Ooh.
Yeah.
May, you know a little bit about ghosts. What you know is, at least how this is being described, she is not free roaming, but she is bound. So the only way for a bound spirit to leave the place it's bound is inside another thinking being. Essentially, they must possess someone in order to go.
What about the ice method?
An ice method is a thinking being, yes.
So May's gonna say, so my fourth husband's second wife was a ghost for a while, and we had her to have her, she was bound like you are, Nas, and we had to basically find this really weird cat, and we just had her possess the cat, and then we were able to have her around for, I don't want to talk about the rest of that, but we basically have to have her possess someone.
So, did you bring a cat?
No, but we have, and she's going to look over the ice method and not say anything.
Brom also looks over at the ice method, like
Mirth also looks.
It's just a slow. It's just everyone maybe just slowly looking at the ice method.
It's like that one part of the journey where everyone decides to eat the dog.
No!
It's like Scrappy Doo in that one Scooby Doo movie. Everyone's just like, yeah, now you're gone.
As you all turn to look at the ice method, you see that it has the thumb in its hand, Supo. And Supo is gnawing and suddenly gets that feeling they're being watched. What?
Let's snatch him.
And Nass shoots through the air, thinning into a ethereal light. There is this green goo appears on Supo's chest for a moment. Starts dripping down. The ice weasel down below looks up and looks at the method and looks at the rest of you. Ew! Nass looks down, flexes her wings. Well, this is unexpected.
Hello, Discord. There we go. And I was willing to strike a bargain, but I guess that works too.
I suppose I can get away from this place, but well, I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a book. I don't suppose you all could help me find it.
Lakota
That's-
Seal of White.
What we're here for too.
That's the one. So the others did send you. You
And
said
Mirth
two
is
of
gonna
them.
fill her in, because by the way, I have full confidence that if she's possessing a mephit, and this is how Mirth is thinking. He's thinking, okay, she possessed a mephit. Devils and imps are slippery as heck according to songs he's sung and heard. But if she's not actually a devil or an imp, she's just a dude that's in the shitty little body of an imp. Mirth feels really confident that we could take it like before it could escape is kind of the feeling. So Mirth is feeling very like, oh yeah, you may have this weak ass little body, but on our grace fall you. So I think he doesn't feel too threatened when he decides to share about, because hey, let's pit all of them against each other. Also, you're dead, so sorry. And I think he's going to say, yeah, they both want the Coda Seal of White, and the insert MacGuffin here that I forgot the name of.
The Professor Orb.
The Professor Orb.
Stant.
Yeah, so we'll fill her in so that she knows what she knows some bonus stuff. And she can't have the Coda Seal of White, but she can help us get it.
Mephit Nas will look at you. Bellini sent you after her orb. Points over. Yeah. The one that he has. Pointing at Brahm.
I'm sorry, what?
The possessed Mephit Nas points at you. The orb that he has.
He doesn't even know. He'd kind of like search the pocket of his cloak, like, and then he picks it up.
Yes. So, Valine is, well, frankly, she's been a pain in my ass for years. And that orb knows a great deal about ancient Netheril. It seems to have been, completely focused on the topic. But, well, I changed the activation word. If you want that to take back to Valine, you will help me get to the codicil. Hopefully, that will be enough to put my spirit to rest and I don't have to deal with this shit anymore. Because quite frankly, and the Mephit looks around, this place is incredibly unpleasant. Even when you're dead.
We can agree on.
I can agree on that.
Hopefully, that will be enough to put me to rest. So I will help you until then. Yes, I am exactly as Valine said. I divined the location of this particular island with nothing short of a great deal of skill and intelligence, if I might say about myself. And no, I did not share with them its location because, quite frankly, they're all morons, and they don't deserve the knowledge that's bound in that book. So yes, you are right. They do need this, but so do I. The best tracking I've done is that some cultists who are strongly faithful to the, the one that rides the rock around the sky. They hid the book within Grimscale itself. So somewhere in that castle is the book that I need. The book that apparently they need, and that you're here to get for them.
Well, glad to have you on board. Our current plan, such as it is to wait until Big Bad is out doing her dark bidding, and then we're going to see if we can get in there and get that book. You in?
Going back the way we came. That's Brom kind of gesturing.
It seems wise. I would caution that it's nearly the winter solstice. And that is, well, that is when she'll be at the peak of her power. I would say the imp looks up at the sky. There might be a few hours before she returns, but not long.
We should get going then.
Yeah.
You see May already like walking in that direction, is looking back at you all again.
Jog after May.
All of you catch up and start making your way through the snow. As before, you're even more aware that as you pass forward, the footprints in the snow disappear behind you. Maybe it's the first time some of you notice, because you turned around and there are no footprints in the direction you came.
Oof.
Brom has an idea, a bad idea.
Yes.
Maybe you can fly up high and help guide us the right way. I don't want to get lost again.
Oh, that's right. I can fly, can't I? And Nas will fly up into the air, and it isn't long before they disappear into the dimness of the green aurora.
Perhaps we should have attached the rope.
I think they'll be able to come. I think they'll come down and help us. Otherwise, I don't think they could accomplish their goal as an imp.
Yeah. More for saving imp body than for trust.
Brom, no. He's already started.
I'm just waiting to not hear from her for the next few minutes as we, gets blown away or something.
A minute passes. 2 minutes pass. A small snow weasel at your ankle knocks on Brom's shin guard. Ting, 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 ting.
Brom looks down.
Trustworthy, aren't you?
Me? He says, looking surprised.
Yeah. I mean, you religious types tend to be pretty trustworthy.
Yes. I mean, we have to be. I took an oath.
Do you think Nas is trustworthy?
He opens his mouth to speak to him and he's like, should I really say this?
Nas is absolutely not trustworthy.
He certainly speaks like a true wizard.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, even if Nas, and Mirth is just full sass mode because his toes are freezing off, and he's like, what can she do, really? Like, there's not so very much that she can do in this state beyond her goal, which is to lay herself to rest as best she can, given this crap situation. She played the game, she lost, and now she wants to see herself out the best way she can. This is her best chance. If she wants to go off and ruin that and do her own thing, fine, but we already got information that we need from her.
She could try and warn Goddess, the Rock Rider.
Oh, she is pretty upset at her. I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, well.
I mean, a good instinct to think about, but...
There's another moment, and the Mephit reappears above you. Yes, it's this direction.
Can we do insight to make sure we believe her?
I want to vibe check that, please.
Everybody vibe check the
That was immediately sus. Dang it, why am I rolling so badly?
Oh.
And then call out your numbers because we don't have them on.
15.
Alright, I'm gonna change color dice. Maybe that'll help.
I'm gonna do insight 2 with his terrible bonus. 9. Yes.
I also did not have very good bonus, but...
Oh my goodness. I have no idea how to use the end thing. Dice roller, hold on a sec.
Nope, that's fine.
17.
17?
Yeah.
Artem, and Mirth, you get a pretty positive feel from them. It seems like, yeah, that sounds about right. They seem to be being upfront.
I moved to
All
give
right.
Brum a smack on the shoulder.
I think we made a good friend here. For now.
Brom nod.
Only trust wizards without, fingers and books, in my opinion. But
Brom doesn't say that he has neither, but he's thinking it. He would, however, put a hand down as stealthily as he can to pick up the little weasel and put it in his cloak.
Don't touch me! And it moves.
Oh. You made the weasel angry.
I did make the weasel angry.
Yes, well, she never has been particularly grateful of her position. Quite frankly, I'm surprised she's attached enough to me to stick around after my mortal demise, but, well, I don't know. The spell I cast to summon her was one of my better works, but I am very good at what I do, so it could just be that I summon familiars better than anyone else.
we just shit talk a wizard to it. They're familiar.
I mean, as Manas is saying this about herself and fluffing herself up, Mirth slowly looks down at the weasel and says, "You know, I really understand how you feel now. I'm starting to see it."
I just imagine that little when the camera pans in really close on something, except it's just the weasel's face.
So cute.
Exactly. Imagine being stuck with her. Leave them be, Zelenor. This way. The Mephit turns around and starts flying. It is a couple hours walk, but you are led successfully through the snow to what can only be described as a road. But it's not of normal size. It's cobblestone. But the cobblestones are nearly the size of boulders. And the road is at least 4 times the width you would expect. Nas turns. This place was built for giants, quite frankly. So, try to keep up. The path winds up a single mountain spire that's in the center of this island. With each step, the wind picks up in intensity.
Ooh.
The snow begins to fall. The sounds of the blizzards of Icewind Dale begin to fill your ears. And if it weren't for the stones directly under your feet, stones that seem untouched by the snow, you wouldn't be able to tell where you were at all.
I have a question.
Yep.
Who's the smallest and lightest person in this group?
The weasel.
The weasel?
The weasel doesn't want to... Neither of those wants to be carried. So which one of the other characters is small? Besides Turk, who's not small.
Mirth isn't small either.
Mm-hmm.
He's just two-dimensional.
Yeah, it'd be either between May or Astoria, probably. Out of the party.
How big is May?
I forgot how big I said she was. Human size.
Human size.
That's what it says on the inside of her t-shirt tag. Human size.
Yeah.
Human-sized. Ah, yes.
I mean,
one size.
I mean, mine too. One size fits all. Brom would offer to help carry, especially Astoria, since she's fatigued.
Yeah, she's visibly shivering as we're going down at this point.
Aww.
So,
Yeah. So, and I think we summoned Deer last time, didn't we?
we did. That's right.
Yep,
So-
you do have...
So 2 people can ride deer, so I'm assuming that would be Astoria and probably Mirth. Because I think May can turn into an animal.
Well, I mean, it's
Oh.
just a path.
Mhm.
It's just an unpleasant walk.
Yeah.
It starts.
So riding would be better.
Yes.
Yeah, I can also summon the Phantom Steed.
Well, that's cool.
Wait, what? You can summon a phantom steed?
what?
Is that something that May in character just casually mentioned?
Yeah, I'm gonna say she goes ahead and does it. You know,
Yes.
the 3rd level, so I don't know what the difference is with that.
So
Yeah,
you
she-
could do this. Is May sure she wants to do this? It's a lot of magical energy, I assume.
You know, I might regret it later, but yeah, I want to Phantom Steed.
Okay.
Yes.
You summon your Phantom Steed.
Yeah, it's what is it this time? It's a beautiful white unicorn.
Yes.
Perfect.
Because all of her stuff is white. And she just like, yeah, one of my girlfriends showed me how to do this.
Mirth just mouths the words. Like, are you seeing this? Mirth is wondering if you're a demigod or something like that in his mind. He's like, oh my god, we have another Mercutio, being on our hands.
Strong
Perhaps.
just like shines as he looks at it. He's already pretty like happy as Strom goes. Like he's pretty much just like put all of his responsibilities that he doesn't want to think about in the back of his mind. And now he's like, walking alongside Sir Artem, like,
Mhm.
he's like, this is so much better. Like, I may not have like really known you or anything, but like, I just feel so much better like with you here.
They told me it'd be cold. At least it didn't fucking lie.
Somebody want to ride with me? On my
Yes! Sparkle Pony? Yes!
Yes.
There
Mirth
is
ready.
a few more, about another half hour of following this path. And quite suddenly and unexpectedly, all of the snow and ice that is falling, it's like you pass through a curtain and it stops.
Huh.
You look behind you and you see a wall of falling snow, lit green from a sickly aurora. Before you is a 600-foot tall mountain of glacial ice. At its peak, there is a gigantic skull wearing a crown. Above, the green aurora glow in a clear sky, a perfect ring around this center of a frozen storm. Nass looks back at the rest of you. I think this is the right place.
I think so too.
Yeah, I would dare to agree with you.
The steps before you are each 4 feet higher than the one below it,
Oh my god.
making it an uncomfortable final climb. But if you want to, it seems you can approach the castle itself.
Approach time.
Was there a plan when we got here? Nass says.
Yes, we're going to sneak in when she's not inside, and then we're going to find the book and then leave. And also find a way to destroy her, actually. We're going to ad-lib the last part of it, but we need the book.
So the plan is there is no plan, but there's a book.
Yes.
Got it.
What? No, when you say it like that, it's... listen, you're not doing the planning here. We are. Now shush. All right, everyone, what's the plan?
Well,
We're gonna...
We could organize our forces in a siege in the circle here, and oh, we are without an army. So why don't we just storm the bastard?
So, Nas, have you done this before?
Oh no, I got lost in the snow.
Okay, just checking.
Yes, if I had done this before, I wouldn't be in this predicament.
I think it's called a method, not a predicament.
The weasel giggles.
Ah, you get it.
I don't think she's afraid of. He gestures around them and also the ice statues of being attacked at all. So I think we can proceed and try and be stealthy. I'm sure she has servants around the island, and I'm sure she knows there are intruders here. I just don't think she's afraid of us.
Stealthy it is.
Okay.
Do you think she knows we're here right now?
Kind of looks around and then looks at her. And she is a god.
Oh, and we're still sneaking, even though she knows we're here.
I don't think she knows exactly where we are, but she knows that we're
So
on her island.
how does she turn the people into ice statues out there?
I imagine it involves a great deal of ice.
Yeah, but she knew where to target them.
All over?
I assume anyone who's foolish enough to announce their intent to attack her, he makes a gesture. He makes a pointed gesture towards all the other beautiful ice sculptures.
But that's why we're not attacking her, right?
The horn away.
We mean no harm.
Mm-hmm.
Brom kind of looks around well, I think she does know we're here.
Safest to assume that she knows.
No, I mean she does.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
Are we agreeing, T? I can't tell.
I agree.
Brom appears to know something that no one else does, and it comes across suddenly. So
What do you know that we don't? You just said he seems that way, and I'm calling you on it.
my sternum cracks because I laughed so hard. Thank you.
Oh no.
Yes. Brom kind of rubs his temples. Maybe it's just a cold, but I heard someone speaking. Someone who isn't formed.
Yeah, I just did too. Mirth sort of gives you a look and says, and then whatever the DM just whispered to me, Mirth is going to copy the voice that said, I think it said, I know a lot of things that you don't know. And Mirth is going to try and parrot that voice and then look at Brom that wasn't my internal narrative. My internal narrative has a different voice entirely.
Should I just help back up my unicorn? Would that look even better?
We should keep moving. And not try to pose.
At the
From
very
that-
least, we can try.
He looks pointedly back to the statue of the paladin is here, at least he posed coolly as he died.
So I was thinking the unicorn. I look really like a really cool statue.
Oh yeah, you
You
look like
would.
topiary.
Yes.
Unless the steed was dissipated, and then you would look very bow-legged.
Anticipate if I was turned into an ice statue, or would it just be an ice statue steed? Am I
Tell you
posing
what. I tell you what. Why don't we find out? Never.
I like your plan.
Yeah, I have many great plans. Like not
I
dying.
know. I agree, says Brom. And he keeps walking up the uncomfortable stairs, although he's more wary now.
Yep, onward, quietly.
He's staring directly at us,
Quietly.
like little buggies, like little ants crawling in someone's house.
Yeah.
It takes time, but you ascend the oversized stairs. And in the very center of the storm, you find yourself at the base of two massive doors. They are 25 feet tall, huge and carved of an icy gray stone. Above them, there is a slab of ice with a dragon skull and bones embedded into them. And carved into the lintel is a single word written in Dwarvish.
Do other people not know Dwarvish?
I don't know it.
I assume that Sir Artem is part dwarvish, judging by he's like an extra large dwarf.
I'm just.
I speak Dwarven.
I'm a
His
human-sized dwarf.
Oh, I speak
his grandpa was
Dwarven.
a dwarf.
So weird. I forgot I'm a
Oh,
bard.
Grimskull. Well, that sounds like the place on your map, yeah?
It is.
Well, that's what it.
The map.
That's what it says here.
Brom kind of looks at the giant door like, are we strong enough to open them?
25 feet high, 8 feet wide. It's a double door. You can
well,
always try.
Yeah, you've been keeping your knees warmed up, haven't you, Brum?
Uh-oh.
I'm ready.
Oh.
Sorry, I returned. Oh no! Turk disappeared.
There was a Turk hiccup.
Yeah.
Hold, please.
And I
Hold, please.
Started slapping my knees to get ready to, do lifts, and then, internet cracked out. Been keeping up with your knee exercises, haven't you, Brum?
Brom kind of like flexes, like, "Have I ever?" And
Yes.
he's lost weight because he hasn't been eating as well as he did in like the home country, but he's still pretty big.
Mm-hmm. I got worried when I was looking over who I would have to cook. I was worried there'd be no fat on you, but at least you replaced it with muscle, eh?
He nods and laughs. Well, if I die, you have my permission to eat me.
No,
Just let me
never.
like crack a smile, just like completely like
Your father would have my head on his spike.
that's true. Also, it's not a hit. Well,
Plus, human meat is no good. I'm joking. I'm joking for your friends. I don't eat people usually. Fuck. No. Anyways, let's be opening this door.
You all should have full control of your tokens if you'd like.
I'm
All right.
moving on up.
so
And
am
then
I.
Janie, I'm happy to move May wherever you would like.
Thank you.
Can we make the deer push too? The elk.
If you would like to set up some kind of harness, you certainly could. It wouldn't take too long.
Oh, is it a pull
All
or
right.
a push? Can we have a little test shove to? Outer gate
As you
should always be
start
pulls.
to pull, it swings freely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why would she need to lock anybody out?
Exactly.
Like,
Over here.
this is It's the getting back out that'll be hard.
Almost as though, you were joking to see how sturdy it was. You push and it goes nowhere. But as soon as you pull, crystals of snow fall off the door. But it opens easily. Not in really any way impeding. Whoops, ignore that.
rip.
Oh, they're shooting us from the door. Fear.
The
One
door
fear.
opens, and inside is a hallway of giant proportion. In front of you is a long, degraded tapestry hanging on a wall. To your right, a giant-sized table. Seemed to be made of almost petrified-looking wood. And to your
Looks like
left,
home.
another set of doors. Everything much larger than it should be. The
It's a tra-
ceilings are 30 feet high. There is a rotten rug on the floor that's massive. This is a castle for giants.
That's so cool.
Mhm.
That's rad.
And is it currently inhabited?
Gosh, I hope not.
Mirth can we investigate? Or should we just continue forth? Mirth will just ask the group, do you think people still live here?
We'll get
At
the
least
top.
one person does, says Brom.
Yeah, otherwise doesn't look too upkept. I mean, look at that tapestry. And yeah, the story would like to kind of like gaze at it, like, is there anything discernible from it?
Go ahead and give me a history check.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm allegedly good at this. 24, let's go.
A 24.
I got a 21.
21. Both of you would recognize this. This castle, the name reminded you of something, but as you're looking at the tapestry, you can just make out a figure. It is a figure of a massive female giant who is standing in conquest with a sword above her head and a foot in an icy metal boot upon a mountain. Yep. We lost Turk again for a moment. He's back. A single foot hiked onto a mountain of bone. That frost giant, between the name and seeing her image, both of you recall a frost giant queen named Vasavikin.
Hmm.
I would communicate that to the rest of the group.
Yeah.
With a 24, you would know that the 21, yeah, both above 20, that's fine. You would also both know that Vasavikin was a frost giant worshiper of the Frostmaiden. She adored the idea of keeping all things as they are, of course, at the point in which she was in power. And the idea that nothing would ever change is the promise that she was famous for asking of the Frostmaiden.
I wonder if she was included in that, or if she perished as well.
Well, I guess that's for us to find out.
I guess she didn't change if she was included.
Well, if nothing else, the hospitality of our halls is degraded as of late.
Brom nods. Oh, we should proceed cautiously. Should we
Agreed.
look at the door? Kind of like looks at the door over here.
Yep. It's another set of double doors, 8 feet wide, frost giant sized. You look to your right, and there's darkness down the hall. The green of the aurora doesn't penetrate this fortress.
Well.
You can see that there are stubs of torches, but none are lit. It is dark and cold.
Well, Brom's gonna open this door.
Okay. Just like the front door, it swings freely. Inside, there's a long rectangular room, 50 feet deep, 20 feet wide. You can see pieces of rotting wood and rusted metal, remnants of weapons spread across the floor, massive weapon racks, a rusted out helm the size of a giant leaning against the wall in that corner. Your knowledge of places just like this is enough to tell you that, yes, this is a guard room of sorts.
Huh. Brom makes a respectful gesture and continues. Ducking back out. Nothing to see here, he says, moving on.
You don't think you can have one of those weapons?
Not gracefully. Brom's sword is pretty big, but it's not that big.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast light, so we have better visibility in the hall.
Okay.
I want to fill up the hallways with dancing lights, depending.
Nice.
We can light it up between us bardos.
I like it.
I don't have
When-
it.
When the lights illuminate, they take on a hue unintended by the casters. Rather than the bright dancing lights that Mirth would love to send down the halls,
Oh gosh.
there is a stream of light. Smoky green light. And the same tone and color as the auroras above emanates from your spells.
So they have a quarter day, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Don't know what I expected for House Her Rules.
Let's look at this door right here.
Mirth,
Is it open?
As you pull that door open, it sticks for a moment, but not hard. And when it opens, there is a large figure in the back of the room. There is a frost giant leaning heavily on a table, sitting at a chair, bent over forward, whose head starts to rise as the door creaks open and the light spills in. Cloudy eyes turn your way, and he says in giant,
Death, we meet at last.
and that's where we're gonna pause for a short break.
Oh.
No!
So we're gonna take just a couple of minutes to stretch, use the facilities, get some fresh water, and we will be back to see who they may have run into in the castle of the Frostmaiden. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in, no more than 5 or 10 or so. It'll be a fairly short break. And yeah, until then, stick around. Boss man, you want to send us off? We'll be back
I
very soon.
imagine Sir Artem's like doing calisthenics in the background, just like.
This is why you do not open doors without the big ones first. Hey.
Hello and welcome back. Thank you for sticking around as we had that much needed break. We find ourselves within Grimskull, where, well, they've opened the door of a castle of frost giants and found a frost giant. Who would have thought? As this massive being starts swinging an axe randomly and calling out in giant,
Death, where are you? Take me at last.
and brashes aside the table. I recommend rolling for initiative,
Oh, great.
but as always, what you do on your initiative is up to you.
Alright.
Yep, a 7. That tracks.
Bad as always.
2.
That's odd. Why is Steve in there? Clear off, thing.
Steve.
No!
He's dead.
Can we change his base flame to like a sexy lady ankle?
Why?
Because that's what's left of him.
All right, so there we go. I cleared that off. Go ahead and click on yourself and roll again, and then I will change your numbers.
Oh, right.
What if I get better? Oh, I did better the second time.
Oh, fuck.
1, and I got I rolled a 1, so I got 2.
2. Perfect, May.
I've never had one that low before.
Unfortunate.
Let me
Isn't
open
it
the thing to
sad
roll
when you
again.
roll such a higher number the second
Yes!
time?
Oh my god, I got
Nice,
a max.
Brom.
What the heck? He's usually so bad.
You're feeling so inspired because of your friend.
I'm like,
Yeah.
my new friend who I've like probably talked to like 3 times before, but now we're besties. Yeah.
You're meeting a work colleague outside of the office, and it's like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, we can finally shit talk everybody we don't like.
I think
True.
it's more like when you go to those events where like you don't know anyone and it's just like
Mhm.
horrible, and all of a sudden you see that one coworker where you're like, yeah, that guy, I don't hate him. We got coffee like twice.
Mhm.
Let's go. I'm gonna go talk to him. It's all good.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's the
Absolutely.
deal. So,
And then Janie, what did May get?
2, because I rolled a 1.
That's right. I
no.
had so many numbers in my head that it slipped my mind. All right, changed
That
everybody
means that
back
it's
to
tight.
their.
I was so low, I just tied because I just didn't even get into the initiative.
There we are. So beginning with Sir Artem. T, because you got your first roll of a 9. Is the one.
Yep.
So we're all set. Artem, there is a giant yelling in giant. Well, do you speak giant?
Absolutely not.
All right, there is a roaring giant swinging an axe around the room.
Usually I'd move right into combat, but given the somewhat random strokes I think he's performing, I'd like to. That takes a minute. I'm gonna move forward, but can I take like an action to try and figure out, like, trying to assess the enemy a little bit? Not looking for like stat readouts as per a battle master's a typical skill set, but like figuring out if they're affected by a quote unquote condition, I guess you would call it.
I would let you roll an insight to try and figure out what's going on. I think that would be an appropriate roll.
Oh, a natural 20, and I do move into the room as I'm doing so.
Yes.
Okay, a natural 20. As you move into the room, the giant's head does turn in your direction and tilt. And just continues. You take a look at this giant, and now that you're closer, the green light from your allies illume the face of this giant, and this giant's face has deep creases and wrinkles. They appear very, very old. His beard is the snow white that you would expect of any frost giant, but it is frazzled and seems to have gotten no attention at all. And his eyes are clouded.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way that I do this is a DM rule rather than a out of the book rule. According to the book, an action like Insight is a standard action. I hate that being a standard action. Instead, it's a bonus action in my games. So you still have a standard action in the rest of your movements.
So what I'd like to do in this case, I am going to call back to the group. I don't know what it's saying, but it can't see for shit. And I want to start banging on my shield with my battle axe to draw it towards me as I finish my move over here.
Okay.
And I'll use a
As
full
you
turn
move
to-
across the room banging, the giant's head is definitely tracking.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I'm satisfied with that at the moment.
Art God was nicht.
And your mother as well.
Mirth,
I don't know what it's saying.
does anyone speak giant, by the way?
No.
I didn't think anyone did. Okay.
Oh. All we have here is a failure to communicate.
So,
Skill
Brom's
issue.
next.
Mirth
Right?
is next.
Oh.
No, Brom had a 9. It was the first initiative up there.
Oh, okay, got it. Seeing the idea that, hold on a second. Hold on, he had a cool first name. Sir Artem. Seeing Sir Artem's idea to kind of start banging on a pan and like do kind of, Mirth thinks that's smart because it's like emergency stalling kind of, like, okay, he can't see for shit, let's just make shit a little more confusing. So Mirth is going to use, I guess, minor illusion to throw sound across the room and do an exact echo of what Sir Artem is doing. So there'll be just a duplicate of that sound on the other side of the room. Because, yeah, why not? I'm going to contribute towards confusing this poor old dude. Can't understand what he's saying.
As
But I'll
soon
let
as, as soon as that banging starts on the other side, the head tracks to that and seems to be just bouncing back and forth between the sounds.
Yeah, I'm going to go into the room a little bit. Better
Sure.
or worse.
All right, you're going to the side that you're making that sound on?
No, I'm not.
I just
Oh,
wondered.
fuck. No. You know what Mirtha's going to do? Mirtha's going to, like, I'm going to use some of my movement to get partially into the room, and then we see him go, wait, no. And then step back and sort of half-assedly rattle the doorway.
Okay.
In the most, like, limp-wristed of, like, I'm going to do something, but also I don't really know. Where are the big boys? So
Okay.
then I'll end my turn.
Perfect. It is the giant's turn, and because you are the one in danger, Sir Artem, I would like you to say high or low. This will be the direction. So one of these is to the wait. Just pick high or low. That's the way it'll go toward you.
Hi.
High. We're going to be rolling a d20 because that is the system appropriate roll for randomness. High it is. The giant looks at the sound to the right, looks at the sound to the left, stumbles a little bit over the broken table that he just threw against the wall, takes a couple steps toward you, and swings a massive axe in your direction.
End of Ruth.
An 18 to hit,
That will not hit in this case.
and swings a second time.
Oh.
A 13 to hit.
Ha, well, I guess we can consider that an attack.
This huge axe, at least 3 times the size of your axe, smashes into the wall above you and just shakes the entire room. The axe comes down and smashes into the floor about 3 feet away from you. Brom, it's your turn.
I don't think Brom can speak giant either, but let me double check.
If anyone does, tell me.
Yeah, I think one of the bards has a spell that allows it.
I do have tongues. Yeah.
Brom, the giant is definitely trying to kill Sir Artem.
It's his
Right,
moment.
big
All right.
operative
So,
word.
Brom is
No
going
one
to...
has any doubt that currently the giant is trying to kill Sir Artem.
No, he doesn't have any doubt. He's just doesn't really want to kill this old blind guy. If there's the opposite of honor, it's stabbing an old blind guy who isn't the guy from like that one horror movie with the blind guy. All right. So
I know
Brom
what you're
is-
talking about.
Yes, that
Oh.
movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
don't breathe.
Don't remember.
Yes,
Oh.
there you go.
Yeah, don't breathe.
Brom does a thing. He shouts, "Over here!" and bangs his chest plate. Over here.
Okay. Anything else?
He'll prepare to strike with the flat of his blade if the thing gets close enough to hit him. I don't think it will.
Okay. Astoria.
I mean, I think we all want to know what he's saying. So I'll just kind of get like into the doorway, like, Yeah, just right next to Mirth. Just kind of give a very troubled glance.
I like how everybody's moving over to Mirth, like, come over here, come this way, Mirth. No. Not this way.
Like, no, don't worry. We'll kind of like look around the door frame to see Artem and make eye contact with him and say, good work, keep it up. And I'll use a bonus action to give a bardic inspiration. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna use my action to cast tongues.
Okay.
And I'll just use it on myself. That's fine. Let me just mark off that spell slot. There it is.
As the spell begins to take hold, this guttural grunting of this giant starts to reform to your ear.
I never. At God's no death, give me honor. Honorable death and combat.
He's like just reassuring him of something over and over.
It must end. The line ends here. End it.
As he's swinging his axe.
This dude's pretty cool. Let's kill him. He's consenting. I believe in consenting like elder euthanasia. And don't at me. Or do. I love talking about these things. Anyway.
Do I have to wait till next turn to talk to?
Oh no, you can say.
Okay. Yeah. I will call out to him and say, "We are not the honorable death that you're looking for."
You say this in Jotun?
Hmm?
You say this in Giant?
I mean, assuming it's tongues, I think everybody can understand regardless of what language I'm using.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
because speaking in tongues.
When you speak using tongues, you speak in whatever language you want, and I think the person you cast it on hears it, isn't it? Now I'm curious.
Oh, you cast it like on the person to communicate the language. So I cast it on myself so I could communicate. I'm gonna read tongues real quick.
I'm curious. That's something that
feel like that's right.
When the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language can hear the target understands it that way.
Yeah, moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language can hear the target and understand what it says.
Yeah. So are you speaking in common?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you would speak in common, but the giant hears it in giant. And in fact, everyone now hears Astoria in whatever they say their first language is.
That's so cool. That's really cool. And yeah, she calls out to that. We're not the honorable death that you're looking for.
Give me the honorable death I'm looking for.
We can lead you to it. Just stop attacking.
No.
And keep swinging an axe. May, it's your turn.
Okay, I want to walk in, and this is an entrance. And it's like, okay, make sure you keep in rhythm. And I'm going to try to cast Calm Emotion.
Okay, go ahead.
Ooh.
I don't think you have to touch them for that.
I don't think I do. I think it's a check.
I think it is 60-foot range, a charisma save in a 20-foot sphere. Fail a saving throw. Double check.
I think hostile creatures might have advantage, but I don't think anything like stops you from casting it.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to give them advantage on their save because they are actively in combat with you, and that's generally speaking what happens with the charisma saves. If you're all right with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted everybody to chill out for a minute.
So we will give them their charisma save with advantage. A 20.
Yeah, not that.
So you cast the spell. There is this immense feeling of calm that washes over this room. but the giant seems unaffected by it. Anything else, Meg?
I don't think I have anything else I can do.
Okay. Sir Artem, you have only understood a story as half of the conversation. To you, the giant is still yelling in an indiscernible language.
What did he say?
He's asking for honorable death.
Oh, easy. Yeah, no,
In combat!
And just keeps swinging the axe down at the noise that Artem is making.
Yeah, no, I'll return the favor. Yeah, no, let me take the first swing here. Let me start hewing at this tree. Yeah. Oh.
We should find out what he knows about this place before we grant his wish. Actually, he turns around. If this creature is asking for honorable death, perhaps we can barter a duel of sorts with them for more information about this place, or perhaps at least some guidance on where we should go. He must know it. He lives here.
What if I just cut out a leg?
For this tough old coot, who happens to be the size of a mountain, first of all, that would take you a couple days. And secondly, something tells me that wouldn't faze him.
2 minutes, stops.
15-foot tall frost giant. Artem, what's your choice?
In this case, I'm going to try and make an attack with the express purpose of drawing his attention more towards me while the group figures out what to do. I'm
Sure.
going to move to the corner here, and I'm going to make a strike out with Hugh. 15 to hit.
15 is exactly enough as Hugh eats into the back of this frost giant's leg.
Perfect.
Hugh?
Yes, the name of my axe is named Hugh.
Hugh like to hew something, the verb, or
yeah.
Hugh like to accent?
Literally.
Okay.
Literally.
Huge Ackman.
Yes. I'm a huge jacked man. No, so what I'm going to do is also make this a goading attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to add one of my d8s to it from my maneuver dice.
Sure.
So it's going to be 19 slashing damage total.
Okay.
And if he can make a wisdom save really quick, sorry.
A wisdom save of 8.
Okay, so any attack against anyone who's not me is going to be a disadvantage.
All right.
As I call in and rip at that ankle and just start really banging on the shield and making a lot of noise. Many have tried!
A story you hear and understand. The rest of you just hear the grunts.
Death and blood, yes!
Mirth, your turn.
Male bonding is such a beautiful thing.
Also, I
Yep,
don't know if it's important, but it is magic. I do have a magic axe.
Okay. Yep.
He's not a plant, is he? I need
He's
to
not a
ask.
plant. Not
Okay.
a plant. Does
Oh.
not seem arboreal.
Sorry, I just need to clarify.
Mirth.
Martha's just going with the flow. And he sees, let's see, how far away is our buddy here. Oh shit, you're really in the line of fire there. Mirth is going to shuffle forward, and I think is going to reach out and I actually have a question, Janie, for you. So we haven't done a ton of combat together in games, but is May, like, does she, like, do some unexpected bard foo melee nonsense, or is she kind of like the rest of us where she, like, stays towards the edges of combat mostly? Like, would she benefit from temporary hit points, or should I just slap Brom?
She does a lot of risky things.
Okay. Mirth will kind of shuffle up behind you, and he reaches up, and his ringed, scaly hand gently touches your shoulder. And I think he doesn't even say anything, but his touch is very reassuring, and you can feel that he's got your back, and he's just going to cast Heroism.
Oh.
So every turn you're going to get 4 HP, temporary HP, that's just going to keep going until the spell ends here.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Mirth doesn't really, I don't know, Mirth, I think he'd look at Astoria, because it seems clear that Astoria is aware, right? She has more depths to this. And Mirth sort of says, is he saying what I think he's saying?
Oh, yes.
Right. Great. Okay, big guy, get in there. Looking at Brahm.
Brahm size.
Perfect. And also, sorry, because I have a couple different screens open, I missed that those cheers from Mr. Saito. Mr. Saito, always appreciated. Thank you very much.
Mr. Saito.
Thank you so very much. It's always great having your support and your presence. Thank you so very much. Mirth, that is your turn.
Yep.
And it goes back to, the giant friend. He will yell out, and I'll just yell out in common.
Perfect. Yes. One who will give me what I seek.
And before he turns to re-engage with Artem, there is a cold wind that blows down the hall. That, those nearest the door would feel first. And there's a voice that carries.
You, my servant. See. Be. Take them.
Oh, God.
The wind blows into the room and blasts the beard and hair of this frost giant up into the air and encases his face in an icy mass. And where his eyes are, there are 2 pinpoints of blue light that appear in this mask. And he speaks aloud.
Praise be Auril. Praise be the snow.
And our brand new knightly friend in the corner behind him, he turns and looks down at you, and you make the clearest eye contact imaginable. Astoria, you hear him say,
There you are.
Did he just get a JoJo power up?
and as he
Got a fucking
swings,
Power Rangers power.
as he swings his axe again, you see that now it is encased in ice.
Oh no.
Does a 23 hit you?
Just by 1.
So that is going to be 19 slashing damage and 4 cold damage.
Ow.
The giant turns over his shoulder and looks at the rest of you.
A moment, please.
And then another 23 for 31 slashing damage.
Ooh.
Sorry, you're not allowed to do that much damage to me because that would be mean.
Don't leave
absolutely.
us another ankle.
I'm not leaving an ankle. I'm leaving a whole damn bloody corpse.
And then 9 cold damage.
I'm still up. You can't take me out that easy.
Oh, shit.
Rob.
Oh fuck. I'll go ahead. I'll do it next turn if you live.
Something has changed in the giant, and things have gone poorly for the knight that came to visit.
Just getting smacked up against the wall, putting the shield in between me and it, so it's frozen over.
Your turn, Brahm.
All right, Brahm is going to flank to give advantage.
Yep.
To our best friend. And then he is going to say, "Over here," before striking.
Sounds good. Go ahead and swing with advantage.
He's gonna swing. He's gonna do 2 things. He's gonna divine smite, and then since we actually rested like smart people, he's going to use other smite, whatever it's called, branding smite at 2nd level.
Okay.
So here.
I think it's a one or the other, isn't it?
No, you can use both. I found out. It's how
Okay.
paladins are apparently supposed to do lots of damage. Did not know that.
Perfect. Bonus action to activate your branding smite. You swing.
And
Perfect.
let me do. Did it go twice, or do I have to press it twice?
A 20 will hit.
All right, cool.
And I just realized all my rolls have been 2DM, and I hate 2DM rolls, so I need to make it to everybody.
Oh,
Oh, all
I'll
right.
feel bad about that later.
So it looks like each one are so. For the 2 attacks, it's this plus whatever the branding smite is.
So your
2d6.
branding smite is an additional 2d6.
Ah!
You can also upcast if you want, depending on the spell slot you want to expend.
I
so
only have
Oh,
level 2.
branding smite. You're right. It's
Yeah, branding
so.
smite is a flat 2d6, and then it's what spell slot are you expending on your divine smite?
Level 2.
Level 2, so that is...
Oh, 3d6. So, plus 4? 3d6?
No. So, branding smite you cast at 2nd level, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is going to be the attack deals an extra 2d6 radiant damage. And then divine smite, you choose which level spell slot to expend.
So
So,
that's 2nd level.
so so you're into a 2nd level spell slot for your branding or your divine smite. So that is going to be 3d8.
3d8. Alright.
Nova.
Alright. And then damage from the stabbies.
So 6, 12, and 11.
Yes.
18, 29 damage.
Alright.
All right. You swing your massive great sword, and you have plenty of room. This is one of the few times you have swung the sword and had adequate room to go into the full forms, and it bites deep into this frost giant. There is a burst of light, and the entire outline of the frost giant begins to shine with a dim light.
I usually get 2 attacks. Because I moved, do I only get 1? I don't remember
Nope,
how.
you still you get another attack.
Alright, sweet. Should I roll again? I think I rolled twice.
Nope, you rolled twice, so that 26 will definitely hit, and that's 12
All right.
slashing damage unless you want to burn another. Divine Smite is, I think.
I think
Yeah,
divine
you can do it
smite.
again.
You can
All
you
right,
can
let's
you
do
can
it.
just you know you run out of
Let's do
spell
it.
slots, but you can absolutely keep smiting it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
Brom wants him not to die, so he's gotten PTSD. Thank you.
All right.
Oh,
And then
Most-
what
most
level are
good
you
all
going
my
to burn?
characters in a while.
2nd level. I have 1 more of those.
All right, so 3d8.
There it is. 19 damage.
19 plus 12
Hell yeah!
is 31 damage.
Jesus Christ!
Right back
Paladin,
at it.
Get out of here. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. Please.
Get back here.
With a second over-the-head massive swing, you slash down the back of this frost giant as it is laying into Sir Artwin. And the blood begins to flow. And as it does, it leaves frozen blue ice as it pours down the back of this creature.
Blushy.
Astoria.
Okay, so yeah, with my bonus action, I'm gonna send a little healing word over Art's way because that amount of damage scares me. So
totally.
we're gonna do that at 2nd level. Do that 2nd. So take 10. Hopefully it'll make a difference. We'll see. And then with my action, you know what? This thing still understand me, so I'm gonna viciously mock it. I am going to just look dead center at it and say, "There's nothing honorable about dying in the nest of your own decay." I need a wisdom
Okay.
save.
Wisdom save is a 19.
Well, okay, that makes it. So it's. Well,
He's heard a lot of shit in his years.
yeah.
He's
He-
resilient.
He turns
Big
back
roll,
to
big
you.
roll.
This is combat. Combat is honor.
All right. Well, that's my turn.
All right, May, it is your turn.
Okay, sorry, it's using bardic inspiration, that's a bonus action, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I am going to, I have this thing called counter charm. Like, I don't know if it's going to frighten anybody or not, but I don't really know what else to do because I don't think.
So counter charm is one of the hardest things to use in the rules of bards because it's almost never useful.
Okay.
So at the moment, no, it's not particularly useful, and you don't think
Okay.
that.
Well, I don't know what else to do, so I'm going to. And to use message, you have to speak the language, correct?
So vicious mockery, message, yes, you have to speak the language. Vicious mockery, it just has to speak a language. It doesn't have to speak your language.
Okay.
So you could vicious mockery if you want, or
I don't.
oh, you didn't take vicious mockery. A
No.
bard without vicious
Oh,
mockery.
an atypical bard. I like it. Interesting strat.
Yeah, I probably should have taken it, but no, I didn't. This makes this hard.
Is there anything you can do to help heal Sir Arton, because
You know,
bad,
I am in great amounts of pain.
question, are there any pieces of the table or anything around the room that I can pick up?
Absolutely.
You said he was sitting at a table. Is there like an apple or a fork or table knife? Or...
Yep. In fact, he probably eats at this table on occasion too. So yeah, there is a giant-sized table knife and two-pronged fork there.
Can I yell at him and throw the table knife?
You can grab it and throw the table knife his way.
Is it is it javelin shaped as a giant table knife?
He's only 15 feet tall, so it's
okay.
it's probably like a short sword sized table knife. But yes.
All right, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Chuck-
trying to
All right, go ahead, and give me an attack.
Okay. Just a regular attack.
Yep, a regular attack. I don't believe in improvised weapons. I think it's just flavoring your attack. So go ahead and attack normally.
Oh, unarmed strike, maybe.
If you have any ranged weapon, go ahead and just use it as a ranged weapon, and then it'll just do a d4 plus your strength. 'cause it's-
Yeah, I didn't do that. I got a 9, but I'm just yelling at him that it's not really honorable.
Yep. You start yelling, you throw a table knife. He turns and bats it out of the air with his axe. Just. Anything else, May?
Wanna do a bardic inspiration for our new friend so that he has an advantage to a check.
Okay, Artem, you get an extra bardic inspiration, and it is your turn.
All right, I'm about to use the hell out of those bardic inspirations, because damn it, I might not live another turn.
Both of them are d8s, by the way.
Yep, they're both d8s.
Hell yeah. That's the best kind of dice to roll on the d12s. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take an attack with
All right.
Hugh. 15,
Come on,
if
Hugh.
I recall. 15 hits.
Exactly enough.
So, first thing we're going to do is a trip attack. I'm going to need
Okay.
him to make a strength saving throw. And he's going to take another d8 of extra damage because it's going
Now-
to be 11 plus 8.
I'm going by memory. He is a huge creature. Does that actually? Are you only go up one size to a large, or can you go up?
If the
to
target is large or smaller.
Okay, so you would not trip attack. You know that that's not going to work. On
Okay. In
Frustrating.
which case, I'll move to. I'll make it a menacing attack. Make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save, perfect.
Yes, as he still takes the 14 slashing damage of magical origin.
A 4. That is a failure.
He is terrified of me, or at least frightened.
Frightened, perfect.
As I slash into the end there, and his new eyes behold, shouting prayers to Torm, asking me to flood my heart with courage, for not fearing death makes me strong. Shine on my mind so that my act of faith does not end in unaccomplished duty. And then I'm gonna swing again, because I'm allowed to do that.
Swing away.
Remember, you have advantage.
I have advantage, so does that make that a natural 20?
Flanking. It does.
It does make it a natural 20.
Oh, well, in that case,
Is that a crit hit I see?
I believe it is. Why don't we
crit hit of the finest vintage?
No, why don't you make me a strength save to see if this disarming attack doesn't knock that pesky little axe?
A strength save from a frost giant, you say?
Hey, I mean, look, I'm allowed to dream.
Where's the button?
Looking to beat a 16.
16? Better than 50%. 16, meet it, beat it.
Darn.
Well, he can keep the axe, but he's still going to be taking 22 damage.
22 more. He is in terrible shape. You are hacking at the side of this frost giant, and the frozen visage on his face, the light in his eyes dims noticeably.
Now, if only there was some way that I could attack, like, a few more times. Oh, there is! I action surge!
If only a fighter could do that.
If only it were possible that I could attack 2 more times! 17 to hit!
Ooh. 17 will hit.
Yeah.
11 slashing as I continue cutting and hewing, and I'm working my way up his body.
You're getting the feeling he probably couldn't survive one more attack like that.
Well, let's see if I can get one more attack like that. Aha! 25!
25 will hit. For 13.
13 slashing.
With blood just dripping down your body from these massive frozen slashes of a great axe, you lay into him. And Astoria, you can hear with each of these blows landing, one step closer, nearly there. Auril, I failed you, but death can take me. And he falls to his knees and falls to one hand. Peace. And collapses in a heap in the back of him.
My last swing to be just to, like...
You can make sure.
Yeah.
There's a meaty... The mask that froze over the face of the giant bursts. And he's still.
It's just like this big exhale. Oh. No one asked me to do that this second time. Because I might just do it again! Ha ha!
Brom is gonna go over and lay on hands him. How many hit points does he need?
Oh, all of them.
All of
What
them.
I would say is for the sake of the drama of it, and because we are at 11:22, that speech is where we will end for the evening. Sorry, 11:22 my time. I know you West Coasters got all the time in the world.
Imagine.
Yeah, I'm going too hot tonight. Woo!
Yeah. I go to bed, now you two go party.
Party!
So
Yeah!
we are going to stop there for the evening with the honorable death of this frost giant Earthguard. As always, we'll take just a couple minutes to decompress together, and then make our way. I'll give Foxy the heads up that we're probably 10 minutes out or so.
Recall our Foxy back to screen.
Make our Foxy more Foxy.
So let me hit that. I talk
Well,
then.
You can spend points to make Foxy more Foxy, but I don't think the audience would enjoy it as much as they normally do.
We would enjoy it though.
Yes, they would not be able to see him. I did spend the points once when he wasn't here. I was like, what does this button do?
So for anyone that may be in chat, this is a time where we decompress a little bit. So if there's any comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, or qualms, this is a time we kind of address that at the table. One of the big things that is important to me is that we have a table where we're having fun, we're open with each other and communicating kind of what's going on, what we expect, if we are on board or want to see anything different and feel as though we want to talk about that here. This is a great place to do it. So is there, this was a little bit of figuring out what to do with a ghost, figuring out how you wanted to get into a castle, and then dealing with a giant that's wanted to actually fight. Any thoughts from anybody?
Oh, good.
No, absolutely. You first.
No, I was just gonna say it's an interesting conundrum. I think the ideal for them would probably have been to get some information from him, but clearly that was not the way.
Exactly. I was like, there's no reasoning with him, at all. I was wondering if, we could somehow pit him against the goddess and have, an extra meat shield, but that didn't pan out either.
Meat shield. Look what they call us, bro.
I mean, I bought it. I basically was like, hey, you guys need a meat shield.
That's what I brought. No, I thought it's a great concept. I think it harkens to the theming of the campaign and the culture that it pulls from. And I thought that was great. But my big thing, I want to say thank you all so much for just welcoming in and vibing with the energy I put out. I thought that was super awesome. I was not ready for there to be a song about Sir Artem, and I think that's a really interesting dynamic to explore for next session. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for being willing to bring this big Viking dude full plate into your adventure. And you tried, dang it, but you can't kill me yet.
I tried hard.
You tried hard. You did well.
Did.
I got 22 AC. That's not easy to beat, but
it's why I didn't think you would have been hit as many times as you did. So that's kind of the direction the dice go sometimes. It's it's one of those times where I go, okay, so the original plan is the blind giant has disadvantage for the first turn. Looks like it's going to be more or less a pushover. And then the Frostmaiden goes, haha, screw you all. And he'll swing it, he'll be able to hit. You know what? I'll go ahead and give him advantage because of the blessing from the Frostmaiden. I think that'll be fine. Turk brought a character with 22 AC, and then the Frost Giant proceeded to roll very well.
Yeah, no, I was brought down to 7 HP, which, I think
7? Jeez Louise.
Whoa.
I started with 70 and I went down to 7, so
whoa.
Terrifying.
I'm here to take the hits, so the characters who are going to stick around for a bit longer don't have to. Because look, if we want to dive into Sir Artyom's story, I mean, he's here for his own reasons, and you know what? Death is an option. So
no.
Tom also agrees that death is an option for himself, not anyone else. So
Mirth doesn't think death is an option for him or any of you. It's not a thing we're doing. Am I the only one that's
Mirth believes in the free choice of the death of the Frost Giant, but not any of you.
But here's the thing. Oh, that's so right. Oh my God, Mirth, you friggin' hypocrite. Unless it's my friends, everyone has a right to choose whether they die. No, get back. No.
Everyone has a right to choose.
Jumping.
Except for you all.
Except for you all.
No, I really appreciate this is starting to just so you're jumping on right on board, and we were just we're buddies, we're pals, we're office coworkers. He's a friend from work.
Exactly. He's like, oh God, thank you, someone I recognize, not a complete stranger this time. Praise Torm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one thing that
Torm
was
brought us here.
one thing that's funny for me is I continually bring in the guests through Mercutio. That's been every single guest who's ever come in, without exception. Yeah, without exception, every single guest has come in via Mercutio. And it was really funny because while I was thinking, okay, I don't want to bring in Sir Artem with Mercutio. I want Sir Artem to already be on the Frostmaiden's island. What believable way can I put Sir Artem on the Frostmaiden's island? In my head, the 18-inch tall fae that kidnaps and teleports people was the most believable way to bring a character into the group. And I actually struggled with thinking, is it really, is that, will people bite on that? Then movies everywhere, the, absolutely unbelievable meat happens. So I kind of got over that, but I thought that was kind of funny just as I was thinking about that element. It's those things that I don't know. They amuse me to think about.
I would make like a divine intervention joke, but
I was going to say if May did get to perform, she was going to do a really sad funeral song for the giant.
oh, that would have been
there's,
cool.
There's still time. We're coming back in. We'll come back in at the fall of the giant, and Sir Artem breathing heavily. Well, I guess in victory, but yeah. So there will be time, and this is why I love that we do the 2-session guests now. So this will work out nicely.
You can't kill me in one go, so you gotta try the second time.
I want to play.
No.
Joke's on you. I chose some really good flavor options. We take a short rest. I want to make myself so flavorful to this group. I'm gonna make them cry.
Battle music.
No, you better not. You better
Janie,
not.
you were saying?
I said, you need battle music then, right? Because I don't want to play funeral music for you.
Absolutely. No,
Nope.
One thing I want to clarify for the group, because I feel I as a person, as a player, feel bad that it didn't interact with Astoria and May as much as the other two. But one of the things I kind of chose for Sir Artem is he kind of has this he I went through the background. I chose Knight of the Order, so of course it's pulling I don't respect anyone who's not a true warrior. And so we kind of see, I was prepped a little bit for this group being it's a group of bards. Should probably bring a tank. And then, and so I think I threw it off almost offhanded, oh, you're a group of minstrels. And if I had more time, we'll see what happens. But I absolutely, one of the things I would love to explore is just yeah, no, I've never actually introduced myself to the rest of the party here. Mirth was totally just because Mirth jumped in and knew about Sir Artem.
While I've got you here, would you all be comfortable negotiating that and using our safety to zoom back? Because one thing that I wanted to do but didn't want to interrupt the flow was, if it's okay with everybody, it would have been really in character for Mirth to do introductions because he loves singing ditties about people's accomplishments. So if everybody's comfortable with that, I would love to retcon that, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, we're fixing the record a little bit. Just so
I
that
spent
way.
a lot of time walking, so I mean, I didn't even RP that's 2 hours of walking through snow. As riveting as that would be.
Yeah.
I've been in sessions where we've done that.
yes, we have.
Not we, but I mean, sorry, Janie. Go ahead, Janie.
I said May's fourth husband was a knight, and then she was a part of
her fourth husband.
All kind of interdated each other, so she gets it.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. But so one of the things that, and it's something that I've noticed as we do guests, and Al, I think it's something that you do very well. You say 2 sentences, and then you follow it with, and then I fill them in. So there is this kind of understanding that every month we don't want to just reintroduce ourselves in a boring way, and so it's a way to be the understood introductions. So yeah, as far as retconning it would be hard to believe that Mirth would spend more than 5 minutes with someone without singing about everyone in the group to them. So yeah, I don't know if it's so much as a retcon as let's just make explicit what definitely happened.
Excellent. I must free myself.
Yep, and we are on our way out. So I think that is it for us for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go around the table, say who we are one more time, where you can find us, and all of that, and then we are going to bail. There's parties to attend and sleep to be had. So starting just below me, go ahead, Sir Heck.
Hey, oh my gosh, Discord, please. I'm gonna have to check my noise settings. Something's weird with it. Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Hecklot. You know. As per usual, tonight I played Astoria, the ASMR lore bard. You can find me on all the social medias at Sir Hecklot, including Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all the places. If you check out my Twitter right now, I think there's still a little bit of time left in this poll that I'm running for what survivor I'm going to dress as I play Hooked on You, the Dead by Daylight dating sim on my next stream. So if you're opinionated about that and don't want me to be Steve, go vote, because Steve's probably gonna win, and I am absolutely going full Scoops Ahoy from Stranger Things outfit, so it's gonna be great. But yeah, in terms of where you can find me next in the TTRPG space, you can find me tomorrow in 2 places, actually. At 5:30 Eastern, you can find me on the Hype Goblins channel for a Numenera Q&A session about our Season 1 as we gear up for Season 2. If you have any questions about the system or really any of that, feel free to show up. We're just gonna hang out and talk and take questions from chat and questions we have for each other. So definitely show up. And then right after that, you can find me on Nat 20 playing in Call of Cthulhu. We're going to be a bunch of kids that have been dared to stay in a haunted house over Halloween night. It is going to be wild. I'm bringing a horse girl middle schooler to the table, so it's going to be great. I'm so excited. Of course, it's GM by the lovely DMF Saint, so you can't go wrong with that. On Tuesday, the 1st, you can find me on Lost Caravan RPG playing Through the Breach, so Weird West vibes, some good stuff. And we're also, most of us are sketchy in the party, so definitely see what shenanigans we get up to. You can catch me back on Nat 20 for the 3rd for All Hail the Queen, our Tyranny of Dragons campaign. And then a special shout out for Saturday the 5th. You can find me on Bard Rock Cafe as a part of a full weekend fundraiser they're doing for Extra Life. It's going to be an entire weekend of different, or not different, like the same castle siege, but different groups are going to be participating in it, and depending on how each group does, it could be either much easier or much harder for the next group to come in and defend the castle. We're defending the castle from Strahd and his undead hordes, so wish us luck. It's gonna be wild. But that's enough for me. Let's keep on keeping on.
Let's jump to T so they can go to their party. T, why don't you go ahead and say hi?
I am T. I'm currently nowhere but Neon Lights Roleplay, unless you want to read my comics. ShiningAscensionComic.com. We should be hopefully updating that sometime near the end of this year, I'm hoping. Otherwise, you can, I guess, follow me on Twitter. I rarely do anything except make tweets about this game. And or you can follow my Tumblr at hearofme.tumblr.com if you want to. I talk about random stuff. So otherwise, I will see you guys in 2 weeks, and looking forward to doing more hunting unfortunate geriatrics in this castle.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
The giant
Are we?
wolf
Yeah,
song.
it's like, are we in a nursing home? Oh no.
Giants nursing home.
Bye.
Bye, T. Over to Al.
Oop.
Who?
We're about
That's
to
all
talk.
right. You'll hear
right.
us.
Will hear us, and that's what matters. Hey, everybody. My name is
Don't
Al.
worry, Foxy.
Foxy is so perturbed. My name is Al. My socials are going to be in the chat in a second here. It's at Al Lucard on everything except for TikTok, which is at Al_Drawin. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for having us, Neon Lights.
Janie.
Mm. Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Fair enough.
Our guest for tonight, Turk accented.
Hi. Now, if I talk up here, you can almost see me. Hey, everybody. I'm Turkey Scented. Oh, hey, here I am. Oh, so much easier. Thank you, Foxy. So I'm Turkey Scented on Twitch and Twitter. I'll take this out of my mouth because, you give your character a pipe of awesome object and things, and gotta bring a pipe. Anyway, I was of course playing Sir Artem Danilo, person who immediately needed healing and thankfully got it. If you want to see more of me and the cool things that I get to be a part of, you can of course watch a bunch of the stuff that Heck just mentioned because I will be in Kid Thulu. And if you're at all familiar with the lore of the RPG universe, then you know the last time that Heck brought a sword of Horse Girl energy character, and the last time I brought a sword of Jock energy character, it was absolute gold. And I think it should be the exact same situation this time. It's going to be a lot of fun. On Sundays, I'm over on Lost Caravan RPG, and we play Lancer, which, if you're not familiar, is a super cool robot RPG thing. Where I play I think the best character, just the best. I might be God, but we're also going to go kill a god, and it's real paracausal. And if you don't tap, then don't worry, you're part of a large group of people. It's called Necromancers. We just do a lot of flirty jokes when we're not having fears about everyone dying. It's a good time. Beyond that, I'm in Through the Breach as probably the reason the group is going to have to have PvP at some point. I am probably forgetting a bunch of stuff, but my phone is not in front of me. But you can keep it locked to my socials. Because beyond that, I am the GM for Frozen Rain, which is another Lancer campaign, and we'll be getting that next session set up for next month very soon. So keep an eye out for that. Of course, I also run some Delta Green things, so keep your ears to the ground for that because hey, you never know what you might find out. And then I also run this other game. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Oathsworn, and it's eventually coming back. And so you should absolutely keep it up because we got some awesome people who are already on your screen here, doing some really awesome things. And hopefully we can continue that story very soon because, gosh, that Muse, most beloved of daughters, has really been yearning to lift that song on high. So, that all being said, thank you all so much for joining, and remember to be good, do good, and toss it back to HP.
And we're definitely not both bards.
We're pretty damn close, though. Let's be honest here.
It feels like it. I am Last Hit Point Hero. I use the he, him pronouns, and I am very excited to be the DM here at Cold Hands Warm Hearts on Neon Lights Roleplay. You can find me we'll go chronologically. Sunday night, I will be on Nat 20 doing some spell jamming. We will jam those spells all over the place. And then a week from today, right back here at Neon Lights Roleplay for the long-delayed second half of Mystery Flesh Pit National Park. So we shall be returning to finish that exploration of the giant mysterious creature ? Found beneath the Permian Basin in Texas. That is a Kids on Bikes 2-shot. Because I don't know what a 1-shot is. I don't believe in them no matter what I say. And then 2 weeks from now, back here for the second half of there would be a Turk Accented Guest Spot Part 2. It's going to be great. So I think that is it for us. Until we see you again, take care, have fun, and above all else, be good.
Be good.
Bye-bye, everybody. And we out.
We're out.
Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.